Hello, you lovely cubs. It's the Dragon Lord here, back again with a new video. Now, I first want to say Merry Christmas. I want to say a few things after that as well. Now, this video was supposed to come out the day after Christmas, so that it would kind of fit in. But yesterday I got a new graphics card, which absolutely amazing, badongadonks. And I just had to test it out too much, you know. What that does mean is the quality on videos are going to be way better. Like, I could run Minecraft so smooth, like not only Minecraft but other games as well. I tested in like 10 different games, but I could run some games very smoothly. Now my GPU is still bottleneck for any of you PC fanatics out there. It's still bottleneck for my PC, but I got it for free and it's a slight upgrade from what I had before, so why not, you know? Anyway, today we're doing what if Naofumi had spatial awareness. Now spatial awareness, it's not actual spatial awareness, because I know what spatial awareness is, you know, but this is more like his own little power, and that's the name they gave for it. Now I'm not gonna be explaining the power. There will be no part 0. This will be explained over time, and this is part 1 of part 1, so part 0.5 I guess I'm gonna call it, I don't know. And yeah, part 2 is gonna be on New Year. This is the Christmas special, and the New Year special will be part 2, as they kind of fit together. And yeah, I'm not gonna do one big one, so yeah. Today was the day. Summer had just ended, and it was time for school to start again. Naofumi Iwatani had just transferred schools after his parents moved. He was exhilarated to start again, of course. He knew it was gonna be hard leaving his friends behind, but he always thought on the bright side of life, and he could always just make new friends, right? "Sweetie, you're gonna be late for school!" a voice shouted from downstairs. "I'll be down in a minute," the black-haired boy shouted back. He was trying to figure out what clothes he should wear for his first day of school. "This won't work either," he said disappointedly after putting on a red hoodie. "What are you doing, kiddo?" A manly voice could be heard. Naofumi turned around to see a tall man with brown eyes and black hair. "Oh, hey, Dad. I just can't figure out what I want to wear today," Naofumi stated, still going through his drawers. "How about your green hoodie, kiddo?" "It goes well with your eyes," his father said, handing him his green hoodie. "You think so?" Naofumi asked, putting it on. "Yeah, I think so. You inherited those beautiful gutters from your mom." "Hey, listen, bud. Don't worry about it, okay? You're gonna do great. I'm sure everyone will like you right off the bat," his father said, patting him on the head. "Now, I have to go to work, but I'll see you tonight, alright?" his father said, leaving the room. Naofumi finished preparing everything and hurried downstairs, where he saw his mother waiting for him. "Come on, let's hurry," his mother said while the front door was open. They got in the car and started driving towards Naofumi's new school. "So, are you excited?" his mother asked him. "Yes, but I'm still a bit scared," Naofumi said, holding his hands together. "It will be fine, sweetie," his mother said, putting her hand on his to calm him down a bit. "When you get home, how about I make you your favorite tonight?" his mom would say, trying to get him into a better mindset. "And after dinner, you could maybe play with your younger brother. He always loves it when you give him attention," his mom would say before they stopped right in front of the school gates. "I'm off then." "Have a good day, sweetie," his mom said before he closed the door. Naofumi was looking at his new school. It was at least double the size of his old school. He entered the building looking around for where he had to go, and while turning a corner, he bumped into this man who was well built and had a nice suit on. "Ah, I'm sorry about that, kid. Are you alright?" the man asked. Naofumi worried that he might have hurt himself. "Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just lost." "Oh, you must be the new kid in class, right?" "Naofumi Iwatani, correct?" the man said with a huge friendly smile on his face. "Yes, that's correct," Naofumi said, trusting the man a bit more. "Ah, well, don't worry How about you just follow me, okay? The man said. Now Naofumi quickly nodded and just followed the man. A few minutes later, the bell would ring, signaling the beginning of the lessons. Now, listen, I will call you in a few minutes. Just please enter the classroom then, alright? The teacher said to Naofumi. Naofumi just nodded again. Alright, class, listen, I know we had a short break, but that doesn't mean that things are gonna get easier. Don't forget we have tests in 4 weeks, but before that, we will be getting a new student this year. Please welcome Naofumi Iwatani. Naofumi entered the classroom, very slowly, getting to the teacher's desk, where he would stop and face the children. You may introduce yourself, the teacher said. Right, my name is Naofumi Iwatani. I am 5 years old, and I love reading books and playing football, the boy said, becoming too shy to say anything else. Great introduction, Naofumi. How about you sit next to Nanako? The teacher said while pointing to an empty desk next to a girl with red hair. Naofumi made his way over to the desk and sat down. Hello, my name is Nanako, the girl said. I'm Naofumi, the boy said nervously. The moment he said that, he could feel something was off, as if someone looked at him with a death stare. He quickly looked around, searching for the source, only to be met by what seemed to be a boy with blonde hair and red eyes looking at him. Are you alright? Nanako asked, redirecting Naofumi's attention to her. Yes, I am. Something just caught my eye, I guess, he quickly said, trying to dismiss the event. Alright, class, today we will be starting with something different, the teacher said, interrupting Nanako, who was just about to say something to Naofumi. So, most of you have turned 5 this year, and it's protocol to notify students at this age of the gift, the teacher would say, spiking the interest of all the children. Since the dawn of man, there have been cases where people would have supernatural power, for example, super speed, flight, the controlling of an element, or even something that goes against the very laws of our nature. Now, these powers are quite rare, but it's possible for any of you to awaken said power. The teacher would state, exciting most of the students. A kid would raise his hand, and Naofumi would recognize this as the boy from earlier. Yes, Moriyasu, the teacher would say, allowing the boy to speak. So, when do we get like these powers? The boy would ask curiously. Well, you will only really start seeing glimpses of your power like a week or 2 before you become 6, and if you don't see anything, then you can presume that you won't get any. Aw, man, for real? The boy would say, kind of bummed out. Oh yeah, you're turning 6 in about 2 weeks, aren't you, Naofumi? The teacher would ask, looking at a profile sheet of Naofumi. Yeah? Naofumi would answer nervously. Well, if you start feeling anything strange, just come to the teacher's lounge and tell us if anything is wrong, okay? The teacher would say with a smile. Class would continue until the first bell would ring. Alright, I will see you back here in 30 minutes, the teacher would say, and the students would got a 30-minute break to go outside or to do whatever they wanted. Naofumi didn't know what to do. Usually he would just go outside with his friends to play tag or something else, but he didn't have any friends at this school, at least not yet. Hey, do you want to hang out with us? Naofumi looked over at the direction that the voice came from. It was Nanako. So, do you want to or not? She asked again. Sure, Naofumi said. Then again, he could feel hatred. Looking at the direction it came from, he saw Moriyasu giving him a quick glare before looking away again. Come on, hurry, Nanako said, pulling Naofumi by his arm. They went out towards the school playground. Let's play football, Nanako said. Knowing that Naofumi plays the sport, it would be best to play that. A kid in the group disagreed, not wanting to lose to Nanako again. Lose? What does he mean? Naofumi asked, confused as to why they didn't want to play. I'm the captain of the soccer team, Nanako said, confident in her own skills. Alright, let's play. Hold on, we're still missing a person, Nanako said, interrupting Naofumi. We need one more on our team or the odds aren't even, Nanako stated. Naofumi was quickly thinking about what to do when all of a sudden he got a similar feeling to earlier, but this time it felt the feeling as if the feeling he got was that of uncertainty and envy. He looked over to the Moriyasu standing there, looking at them. "Hey, do you want to play with us?" Naofumi shouted, directing it towards Moriyasu. Don't... Come on, it will be fun," Nanako said, grabbing him by the hand, which makes the boy blush. They all gathered up, and Nanako started explaining the rules of the game. They started playing, and in the first 5 minutes, Nanako's team had already scored 7 times. "Told you they are too good," a boy on the opposite team said disappointedly. "What's worse is that new kid scored 4 of them," another added on top of it. "You must really be good in football, Naofumi," Moriyasu said in amazement of Naofumi's skills. "Yeah, you should really consider joining the football team," Nanako said on top of that. "But you're not that bad yourself, Moriyasu," she said, trying to make him feel better. Moriyasu and Naofumi became friends quite quickly after that. A week or so would go by, and Naofumi kept feeling these weird things, like he could feel people's emotions flowing into him. It freaked him out to the point where he didn't want to leave home. "Are you not going to again today?" his father asked him. It had been the 4th day he had been at home. "No, I'd rather stay home again today," Naofumi said. "Try to get better, alright, kiddo? I mean, it's your birthday in 2 days. Wouldn't you want your friends to be there?" his father asked him. "I do, but I would rather stay home for today," Naofumi said, hiding under his blanket again. "Alright, I'm not gonna force you to do anything you don't want to, but take some rest, alright? And once you feel better, you can go to school again, kiddo," his father said, leaving shortly after. A few hours would go by, and a knock could be heard. Naofumi, being the only one at home, opened the door to find a boy standing there. It was Moriyasu. "Hey, what's up?" he asked, wondering why Moriyasu showed up at his home. "Just checking up on you, making sure you ain't dead," Moriyasu said, trying to stir up a conversation. "Yeah, alright. Well, you want to come in?" Naofumi asked politely. "Sure," Moriyasu answered. "So, any reason why you're not coming to school? I mean, you seem fine," Moriyasu asked. "Well, lately I just feel weird. It's like I can feel people's emotions, and it's just weird," Naofumi said, trying to answer the boy's question as well as he could. Now, Moriyasu would look kind of weird. He would be interested, but at the same time it looked as if he had a plan. "Well, that's very interesting. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here for you, alright? And if you ever need a friend to keep a secret, I can do that too. For a matter of fact, I'm actually not 5 years old," Moriyasu said, trying to form a kind of bond with Naofumi. "What do you mean?" Naofumi asked, confused what he said. "I'm actually 6 years old, and I'm turning 7 in a few weeks. I had to redo 2 years because of my parents moving too much," Moriyasu said. "Oh, I see. Well, I'm actually turning 6 in 2 days. Oh, yeah," Naofumi said, trying to relate. "Well, we'll have to come to school then. We'll hold a party," Moriyasu said while doing some grand gestures. "Alright, sounds like fun," Naofumi stated. "Well, I guess I better get back home. See you later, Naofumi," Moriyasu said, picking up his backpack. "Alright," Naofumi said, getting up at the same time to see Moriyasu off. "You better come to school tomorrow, okay?" Moriyasu said while exiting the house. "Alright, I will," Naofumi said, wanting to be left alone. "Well, I'll see you at school then," Moriyasu said before leaving. The rest of the day, Naofumi just spent in his room, pondering whether or not he should go. He decided it would be best to go. The next day, Naofumi would wake up and prepare to go to school. "You're going today, I see?" his father said with a smile. "Yeah, being at home for so long is getting boring." "So you're calling us boring, huh?" "No, that's not what I meant." "I know, kiddo. I'm just playing around. Have fun at school, okay?" his father said before leaving to go to the bathroom. Naofumi, excited, went through the front door, wanting to take a walk to his school. He had left early to make sure he could get on time. "Is that Naofumi I see?" a voice said from behind. He would turn around to see who it was, just to be met with Nanako walking up to him. "Oh, hey, Nanako," Naofumi would say, trying to greet her politely. "Oh, don't you hey me. You have been absent from school for almost a week, and it's only been your second week." She would continue to big her about how he has been absent for half the time they walked. It took a while before Naofumi could get her to understand. "So you think you might have superpowers?" Nanako asked, trying to find a cause for Naofumi's symptoms. "I don't know." "Well, whatever it is, I hope it gets better. Now let's get to school, okay? I'm gonna completely beat you in football today," Nanako stated, challenging Naofumi. "Bring it," Naofumi said as a comeback. When they arrived at school, the teacher was standing there waiting for them. "Oh, hey kids, yeah, I just came to tell you a few things that the class had decided and a few homework things that you need to bring in, Naofumi. You need to bring them in to tomorrow or you're gonna have a problem." "Oh, alright. Also, the class elected you as class president while you were absent," the teacher said informingly. "Ah, you had to ruin it, didn't you?" Naoko shouted. "What do you mean?" the teacher asked confusingly. "We were gonna surprise him with it," Naoko said angrily. "Oh, well, I apologize. I didn't know you guys were planning something like that." Nanako started pouting after that, which made Naofumi laugh. Both Nanako and their teacher looked at Naofumi confused, but he would just dismiss it as nothing. Nanako and Naofumi and some other kids met up on the school playground talking about some things that they did, trying to get Naofumi up to pace. The bell rang, and shortly after they started talking, the class would come up and they would all gather, go to the class, and class would start. And everyone would have to sit down for a writing task. Now, while writing, Naofumi constantly heard this buzz, a sound that it would divert his attention from his work. "Naofumi, concentrate on your work. You're already behind, you have no time to be slacking off," the teacher stated. Naofumi continued on his writing task when all of a sudden he could hear it. Zzz, but way louder than normal. A boy would be clicking his pen, which Naofumi would constantly hear very loud. It would hurt his head a lot, a pain that he could only compare to a migraine. He would try to focus, but when he looked at his paper, all he could see was black. He looked up at the girl in front of him, only to be met with a giant bug. It wasn't giant. Naofumi's vision had somehow become so good that he saw a lice in the girl's hair. He would start to panic a bit, until it happened. "Naofumi!" the teacher yelled, scaring everyone in the class. Everybody thought the same thing. Did he have to yell that loud? But for Naofumi, it was so loud that he started crying from the pain. He ran out of the room, ran down the hallways of the school, found a closet and hid in it. The boy was panicked. He was so frightened he knew that the class was walking up to the closet. He could feel it somehow. "Hey, Naofumi, are you alright?" the teacher asked while knocking on the door. "Leave me alone!" Naofumi shouted. The kids would all start whispering, but Naofumi would hear exactly what they were saying. They were talking about how he may have unlocked a power or received a gift. And some even called it weird, or him weird. "Hey, Naofumi, your mom is here," the teacher would say, trying to get the boy to open up the door. "Liar!" Naofumi shouted. "Now why would you say that?" the teacher asked, wanting to know what the boy was on about. "I can see you all, and she's in there," Naofumi shouted. Did he awaken a power? Mori also asked Nanako. She's basically the closest thing to a best friend to Naofumi, so if anyone would know, it would be her. "I don't know," she would say. "Okay, how about this? Me and you go to the office, and we'll call your parents to pick you up. Sounds like a plan?" the teacher asked Naofumi, trying to get him to come out of the closet. "Alright," Naofumi said, scared of what was gonna happen. He opened the door, and everybody present could see it. Naofumi's eyes were glowing white, and they could see a sort of aura around him. It was confirmed. He had awakened a gift. The teacher sent all the kids back to the classroom, and he went with Naofumi to the secretary of the school, where they called his parents to pick him up. Naofumi got picked up, and his day went on, cooped up in his room. Now, meanwhile, in the classroom, everybody was panicking. They wanted to know what was going to happen, so they asked the teacher. "Teacher!" Nanako shouted. "Yes, Nanako? What's going to happen to Naofumi now? And what happens if he has a gift?" The teacher got into a more serious tone. "Well, kids these age, I'm just going to say it. We've been at war. A war that's lasted for 10 years almost. And, well, the government is probably gonna take Naofumi and see what his power is, and if they can use it in war, then, well, he will become a soldier, and the things he will see are gonna be traumatizing, things that no one should see ever." The teacher would say. Now, most of the students were in this state of, they didn't believe it. Like, they didn't want Naofumi to go. He seemed like such a nice guy. The teacher would say, "Well, we don't really have to tell anyone, right? As long as no one calls the government or police or anything like that, he won't be taken away, so we can hide him." The teacher said. Now, everybody was happy about that, especially Nanako, which kind of made someone envious. Later that day, Moriyasu would catch up to Nanako. "Hey, Nanako! Where are you going?" "Oh, I want to stop by Naofumi's house, maybe." I think it's better if we leave him alone, isn't it?" Moriyasu said, which Nanako kind of agreed to. "Hey, Nanako?" Moriyasu asked. "Do you have, like, a crush on Naofumi?" He asked because Nanako always seemed to blush with Naofumi around. She ended up saying yes after Moriyasu pushed it, which made him kind of jealous. And they split up after that, which made Moriyasu go to his own house and Nanako go to her house. The rest of the day would go on for everyone kinda normally. Naofumi would be pent up in his room, but he would just not think about it and go to bed. "Hey kiddo, wake up." Naofumi would wake to the sight of his father sitting next to him. "Hey, listen kiddo, I heard what happened." His father looked a bit concerned. Naofumi just stayed silent, not wanting to talk about it. "Hey, now listen, no matter what happens, even if you kill someone, if you kill an entire country, anything, I'm always on your side, alright, kiddo?" His father said while smiling at him. "Now, anyway, me and your mom got you a gift." His father would pull out a box while saying that. "What is it?" Naofumi would ask, because it piqued his curiosity. "It is something your grandmother used to have on her all the time. Or your great-great-grandmother, I mean. Something that it's kind of sentimental to us. It's gives us power, gives us the hope that she's watching over us. Just like you, she was also gifted, and this is a special thing that she made. It kind of got her into control of her power. So we want you to have it. Open it," his father said, giving him it after explaining what it was. The boy looked at it. He was so curious. He was just about to open it, but if you want to know what it was, you will have to wait for part 2, which will be released on New Year's. No. Spoilers! No, not spoilers. Cliffhanger. Now, part 2, I know this is Naofumi, and we all know where this is going. Now, quickly saying, Naofumi isn't transported in Moriyasu's world. Naofumi is in his own new world, and Moriyasu teleported is just in this new world. He's not like that. So yeah. Yeah, part 2 will be on New Year's. I'll see you all then. Also, new editings now, because I wanted to not do music, because my music is just a loop of musics, but I've realized that it doesn't really fit. If I like go over a serious tone and all of a sudden you hear like la di da di da, that doesn't really go well. So I've decided to not do music for now. Maybe in part 2 there will be music, but I'll get music that actually fits the tone, since I'll have more time working on that. I spent a lot of time figuring out how I wanted to actually write the story. Anyway, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. I know I did. And I will see you all in the next video. Join the Discord, like and subscribe if you like my content. And I will see you all in part 2. Have a lovely day, you cubs. Subscribe for more!